Hey everyone, it's your host Jose. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the wild, wacky, and wonderful world of animals. And let me tell you, today's episode is a real doozy. We're talking about the creatures that make Methuselah look like a spring chicken, and the little guys who are in and out faster than you can say, "Where'd my sandwich go?" That's right, folks. We're diving headfirst into the world of the longest and shortest lifespans in the animal kingdom. Get ready to be amazed, because some of these creatures make even the weirdest reality show look tame. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the animal antics. Trust me, you don't want to be the last to know about a 100-year-old shark throwing a birthday bash. First up, we've got the bowhead whale, the Moby Dick of longevity. These guys can live for over 200 years. That's right, 2 centuries of swimming the ocean blue, chowing down on krill, and probably complaining about the price of seaweed. Seriously, imagine all the historical events these guys have lived through. They were around when Mozart was composing, when Napoleon was conquering, and when your great-great-great-grandparents were just a twinkle in their ancestors' eyes. They've seen empires rise and fall, fashion trends come and go, and probably even witnessed the invention of the spork. And through it all, they've just kept on swimming, proving that sometimes the secret to a long life is just being too big to argue with. Now, let's talk about the polar opposite of the bowhead whale, the insect world's answer to a one-hit wonder, the mayfly. These guys have a lifespan that makes a Kardashian marriage look like an eternity. We're talking 24 hours, folks. That's less time than it takes to binge-watch your favorite show, less time than it takes to order takeout and actually have it arrive hot, and definitely less time than it takes to understand the plot of a Christopher Nolan movie. They hatch, they mate, they die. It's like a speed dating event for insects with a 100% mortality rate. You gotta admire their efficiency, though. They don't waste any time on small talk, that's for sure. Next up, we've got another contender for the longest life award, the Galapagos tortoise. These guys are like the wise old sages of the animal kingdom, slowly lumbering through life and outliving pretty much everything else on land. We're talking 100 years. Easy. That's older than the Model T, older than sliced bread, and definitely older than your grandpa's jokes about walking uphill both ways in the snow. They were around when the pyramids were still considered new construction, when the Roman Empire was just getting started, and when the dinosaurs were just a distant memory. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea. These guys are ancient, and they've got the wrinkles to prove it. Chapter 4. The Housefly Public Enemy. Number 1, for about a month anyway. Let's take a break from the centenarians and talk about a creature that's near and dear to all of our hearts, or at least near and annoying to our ears. The housefly. These guys are the embodiment of the phrase live fast, die young, except their version of fast is buzzing around your fruit bowl, and their version of young is about 30 days. That's right, a month of dodging fly swatters, dive-bombing your head, and generally making a nuisance of themselves. They're like that guest who overstays their welcome, except instead of eating all your snacks, they're laying eggs on them. And just when you think you've seen the last of them, bam! A new generation emerges, ready to continue the cycle of buzzing, landing, and grossing you out. Chapter 5. The Greenland Shark. The OG deep-sea dweller, and they've got the scars to prove it. Back to the long-lived legends, we've got the Greenland shark, a creature so ancient it makes the bowhead whale look like a teenager. These guys can live for over 400 years. That's right, 4 centuries of lurking in the depths, scavenging for food, and probably plotting world domination. They were around when Shakespeare was writing plays, when Galileo was inventing the telescope, and when the United States was just a twinkle in a founding father's eye. They've seen it all, from the Renaissance to the Industrial Revolution to the invention of the Internet, although they probably still prefer dial-up. They're like the grandparents of the ocean, full of wisdom, experience, and probably a healthy dose of "get off my lawn." Chapter 6. The Mosquito Tiny Terror, with a surprisingly short shelf life. Let's take a moment to talk about everyone's favorite summertime companion. And by favorite, I mean most hated. The mosquito. These little bloodsuckers are the bane of backyard barbecues, camping trips, and basically any outdoor activity that involves exposed skin. They're like the uninvited guests who show up to your party, drink all your beer, and then leave you with itchy red welts as a parting gift. And the worst part? They only live for a few weeks. That's right, a few short weeks of buzzing, biting, and generally ruining your good time. It's enough to make you wonder what the point of their existence is, other than to make us miserable, of course. Chapter 7. The Red Sea Urchin, spikier than your aunt's hairdo, and way older. Back to the Methuselahs of the animal kingdom, we've got the Red Sea Urchin, a creature that's been around longer than most civilizations. These spiky little guys can live for over 200 years. That's right, 2 centuries of clinging to rocks, munching on algae, and probably gossiping about the other sea creatures. They were around when the Egyptians were building pyramids, when the Greeks were inventing democracy, and when the Romans were conquering the known world. They've seen empires rise and fall, technologies evolve, and fashion trends come and go, although they've probably stuck to the same spiky look for the past few millennia. They're a testament to the fact that sometimes the simplest creatures have the longest lifespans. Chapter 8. The Dragonfly Live Fast, Die Young, Look Fabulous Doing It. Let's take a moment to appreciate the aerial acrobatics of the dragonfly, a creature that's basically the insect world's equivalent of a fighter jet. These guys are fast, they're agile, and they've got a lifespan that's shorter than your attention span during a commercial break. We're talking a few months, tops. That's right, a few short months of zipping around, catching prey, and looking absolutely fabulous doing it. They're like the rock stars of the insect world, living life in the fast lane and burning out before they fade away. It's a shame they don't stick around longer, but hey, at least they make their short time on this planet count. Chapter 9. The Koi Fish. More than just a pretty face, they're practically immortal. Back to the long-lived legends, we've got the koi fish, a creature that's so chill, it makes a yoga instructor look like a caffeine addict. These guys can live for decades, with some individuals reaching over 200 years old. That's right, 2 centuries of swimming around in ponds, munching on algae, and probably contemplating the meaning of life. They're like the Zen masters of the fish world, calmly accepting whatever life throws their way and never letting anything ruffle their scales. They've seen it all, from the invention of the wheel to the rise of the internet, and they've probably learned a thing or two about longevity along the way. Maybe we should all take a page from their book and just relax a little. Chapter 10. The Worker Ant. The little guys who keep the world running, for about a month anyway. Finally, let's give a shout out to the unsung heroes of the insect world, the worker ants. These guys are the epitome of hard work and dedication, spending their entire lives working tirelessly for the good of the colony. They're like the employees who never take a break, never complain, and always go above and beyond the call of duty. The only problem is, their tireless work ethic comes at a price. Worker ants only live for a few weeks to a few months, depending on the species. That's right, a few short weeks of carrying food, building tunnels, and defending the colony from invaders. It's a tough life, but someone's got to do it. So next time you see an ant, give it a little nod of respect. They might not be around for long, but they're making the most of their time on this planet. Well, folks, there you have it. The longest and shortest lifespans in the animal kingdom, from the ancient to the ephemeral, the majestic to the downright annoying. It just goes to show that life is a wild and unpredictable ride, no matter how long or short it may be. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future animal adventures. And remember, life is too short to be anything but yourself, unless you're a Greenland shark. Then you've got plenty of time to figure things out.